YouTube, what's going on? I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. Um, yeah, man. I thought I'd go ahead and make a video for y'all because I've been getting a lot of questions lately because of my last video. I left Snyder, so I'm at another carrier right now. At this new carrier, they require you to have your own plates. There is a lot of there's a big benefit to having your own plates and having your own equipment, having your own insurance. You can move your truck however you need without involving the carrier because you got your own plates, you got your own insurance. I mean, hell, if it really came down to it, you could probably be leased on to multiple carriers. I know that's crazy, but the idea is to be separated from your carrier. You want to have your own plates and your own insurance. So like with my truck, I got my own plates and I got my own insurance. So I got physical damage on both my truck and trailer. So that's the minimum requirements to just go down the road. You don't need, like, if you're pulling freight, then you need the cargo insurance, the primary liability and stuff like that. But a lot of insurance companies require you to be leased on anyway, just to carry physical damage and bobtail or unladed. But the point is to be separated from your carrier. So in this video, I'm going to show y'all in Georgia how to get your plate. Now, it gets complicated because a lot of guys, they're leasing their truck. You know, if you own your truck or you got your truck through a dealer from a bank, the process is a little easier because your name is on the title. But like for me, I got my truck through Snyder Finance, so my name isn't on, quote unquote, on the title. Snyder Finance is on the title. It has nothing to do with Snyder National, the carrier, but we're talking about Snyder Finance. These companies are separate entities. So from my experience, Snyder Finance don't talk to Snyder National. Like, Snyder National had no idea that I was leaving. Like, I was talking to my Snyder Finance rep for at least 3 months. I was telling my Snyder Finance rep that, hey, I'm considering taking this truck to another carrier. And she basically gave me the rundown on the things that I would need and that they require. So if you leasing the truck through Quality or MHC or all these different leasing companies out here and your name is not on the title, it's a few extra steps you got to take. One, your lease that you're getting the truck through, it has to be notarized. And typically a notary would look something like this. It's gonna have some notaries have, this is just a random notary I found online somewhere, but typically a notary it'll have like either a circle stamped by a representative, they're authorized to notarize documents, or sometimes there'll be like a stamp, like on this one it's got 3 notaries on it, and then it'll have the signature, and it's gonna have, most leases through companies, they automatically notarize a lease. Like if you leasing an apartment or whatever, you're leasing a truck or a car, it'll have the leasee, which is us, the truck driver, and the leaseor, which is Snyder Finance, or a manager at Snyder Finance that's authorized to sign documents on behalf of Snyder Finance. So that's the first thing you need to do. We got to get all this preliminary stuff out of the way before we even go down to the tag office. You got to make sure, this is what I recommend, make sure that your license, and you know, like previously, I know a lot of you guys been watching me. watching my video. So this is gonna contradict what I'm saying in the past because of this kind of issue I had, but I got my tag, so it kind of don't matter. But I know I talk about business credit, but for the sake of business credit, you need a virtual office to have an LLC. But in a situation like this where you're going to get a tag and you need to prove residency, if you got a virtual office, it's going to be hard for you to get a tag in your business name with a virtual office address, because the tag office is going to require you to have anywhere from 3 to 5 proofs of residency when you have a tag in the business name. So to alleviate this problem, what I recommend is that if any of you guys got your lease set up with Snyder Finance, you got to make sure the address that's on your lease, you got to make sure the address that's on your lease, the name that's on your lease. If your lease is in your business name, like mine, you need to make sure that you have proof of residency. Okay, so I recommend, most guys live at home, got an apartment or whatever, and they got their truck leased on with Snyder Finance. So because when you go down to the tag office, they're looking for all that paperwork has to be consistent with your name, address, and your proof of residency. So like, they're going to require you to have a light bill, some kind of utility bill. Credit cards, I wouldn't, like cell phones, like people have cell phones in different people's names, but they're looking for a landline. If you do have a phone bill, make sure it's the landline phone. They're looking for utility bills, gas bills, water bills, mortgage statements. I think they even take bank statements. So make sure that your lease with the company that you're getting the truck from, whatever the name of the company is, matches the address on your license. And if you got it in the business name, make sure that address matches with your articles of incorporation. Now, this is going to contradict all my business credit stuff, but before you go down there, you got to get this paperwork straight, or you're just going to be wasting time. Because like a lot of guys, they opt for doing the IRP through the internet. They opt for doing the IRP through the internet. I don't recommend that, because what happens is they give you a temp printout, which is like, I live in Atlanta, so the IRP office is like 15-20 minutes away. There's no problem. But if you live in like Macon, Savannah, from what I understand, they only have a few IRP offices in the state of Georgia. In most states, they only have a few of them. But if you can, I recommend physically going down to the IRP office, because the people, when you go down there, you have somebody to help you do the paperwork. If you've never done this stuff before, if you never registered a commercial vehicle before. And like with me, I never registered a commercial vehicle before. So when I went down there, it was some ladies behind the counter. They help you get your paperwork straight before you even go to the window. And they help, they tell you what you need to put on the papers, and so. But then again, if you don't have the right papers, then you got to leave and come back. So it's kind of a catch-22. So you guys have to decide what you're willing to do. But before we can get down there, we got to make sure your paperwork's straight. Make sure your address. And in this situation, you might want to use your home address, because you can prove that, okay, you live in an apartment or a house. You can prove that you have a lease agreement or a mortgage statement, a light bill, phone bill. That automatically, you got your 3 forms of residency. But if you have a virtual office, it's going to be hard, because they require, I think, 5 forms of residency when you have a business. So it gets real complicated when you're trying to get your truck tag. Like my trailer tag, I got it with no problem. But the truck tag, it gets more complicated, because that address doesn't match your license, and they look at you crazy. So, but yeah, so when you go down there, if you got an out-of-state truck, I mean, if any of you guys go to a dealer and get a truck, it wouldn't be no problem. But if you got a lease truck and your name isn't on the title, like I said before, you need a notary. You need a notarized power of attorney from that company, either Snyder Finance or MCH, MHC, or Ryder Leasing, or wherever you get your truck from, if it's leased. And you're gonna need your lease, that last page of your lease, to be notarized from a representative. And then you need a power of attorney. Okay, and then it's straightforward from there. And before you go down there, you gotta print this paper out right here. This is a certification that, because like they want to make sure that you're not just randomly just got some random truck off the street somewhere and trying to register it in your own name. So you have to go to your police department, and they're gonna have a police officer come out and look at your truck, and they're gonna fill this paper out. This is just a vehicle inspection sheet. They're gonna check the VIN number. They're gonna check, make sure you got insurance, and they're gonna make sure it's a sound vehicle to go down the road. And make sure, they're gonna check your license and make sure that you are you. So before you even go down there, you gotta print this out and go to your police department, and they fill this out. Either you can take your truck, or you can call the non-emergency phone line to the police, and they'll come out and do it. When I called up, they told me to bring it down there, and they filled this out. So it's a few things you got to do before you even go down there. All right. Let's see. This is for the IRP. We ain't even get there yet. So if you got a lease truck, before we even get to the IRP program, you have to title your truck in the state of Georgia. So I'm talking about Georgia. I don't live in any other state, so all I'm talking about is Georgia. But for the most part, if you got a commercial vehicle, all the states are generally about the same. So you're gonna need insurance. Now, when you go down there, if you just started insurance, you're gonna need the certificate of insurance. Let me see if I can find it. Generally, a certificate of insurance is gonna look like this. Now, if you got a temp insurance printout, they might take it depending on who's working that day, but for the most part, they want the certificate. They don't want the binder. They don't want the temp the temporary insurance. They want this certificate. That's the official insurance document showing that you have insurance. It's got the outline and stuff. That's what they're looking for. But like with me, I had the temp, and the lady was like, hey, usually we require a certificate, but I was telling her I just started my policy, and they haven't sent me the certificate yet. But they let me slide. The girl who was working today, she let me slide. But just a FYI, depending on who's working that day, they might send you away until you come back and get the actual certificate of insurance, the Accord. All right. So you need your lease agreement that's notarized from the company that you're leasing the truck with. You need the power of attorney. You need proof of insurance. You need your 3 forms of residency: cable bill, light bill, your license, car registration. All those types of residencies to show that you live in the state of Georgia. Now I'm talking about Georgia. So once you get that done, you pay, I think it's like a $20 fee to get do the title work. Because before we even get to the IRP, you got to do title work, get that done to get a title in that state, and then you can move over to the IRP, and then you can get an IRP account, and then actually get your plate. All right. Now, once you get that done, you got to get back in line. I got in line at least about 3-4 times. I mean, it took me about 2 or 3 days to get this done, because I went up there and then they sent me away. Then I went up there, then they sent me away. But I'm helping y'all so that way you could probably get this all done in 1 day, instead of, because for me, it was just trial and error. So, but you can usually get this done in 1 day. Just plan out just to be down there for a whole day. Just plan to be down there for the whole day. So, once you get that done, you got to get back in line, and then you got to fill out this application right here. You got to fill out this application right here. So, if you got your truck, before you even get down there, make sure you got your letter of intent, or your lease contract with the company you about to lease on with. Either one of those, the letter of intent, or the lease contract, because you're gonna need that to fill out this information. You're gonna need the DOT number. You're gonna need the DOT number, and then you fill out this information here. You put, the truck, all the truck information, and then you go ahead and sign it. Put your license number on there. Okay, and then you're gonna need. I had this written down. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. You're gonna need. What form was that? This is the T146, and then you're gonna need the T138. You're gonna need the T138. This is the T139. The T138. I can go on here and type a T138 A. Okay, the T138, you just fill this out. It's pretty easy. Now, they got people down there to help you. So don't, but my video is just an overview, because it's like, if you don't know and never done it before, you'd be wasting a lot of time. So you get the T138 and you just fill out this basic information. It's gonna be a new account, so you just put a new account, and you don't have an IRP number yet. So, and then you give your fleet a number. You just put 1, fleet number 1, and you put down whatever the carrier that you're gonna lease on with. You put their DOT number in there, and then if you register in a business name, you put your business EIN number down there, or you put your social security number if you're doing sole proprietor. And then you put your truck. And your weight. It's basic information. If you've been in trucking, you should know this information right here. You just fill out this one line. All right. You're gonna need your 2290. Now we're on the IRP section now. Now you're gonna need your 2290. You're gonna need all that information that you went and get the title work done. Now you're gonna need the 2290. You're gonna need the insurance accord. You're gonna need what else you gonna need? You're gonna need here's this other application you gotta fill out too. You gotta fill out this T239. It's just general information. Okay, you just fill it out. It's easy. And let's see, T238, 239, and let's see, 139 B. Okay, and this sheet right here is pretty much generally telling you well, we got an error. $139 Schedule B. But anyway, this the T139 is the fee schedule for the for how much it's gonna cost to get your IRP. Hold on a second. I forgot where I put the thing. It's a website. Hold on. Okay. The T239, the T139B is basically this right here. This website is fee.celtic.biz.com, and well, it's .biz. This website here basically calculates your base plate, how much your base plate gonna cost. You basically go in here and put in your base jurisdiction. My base jurisdiction is Georgia, and you just fill out this information: 2014 Freightliner, how many axles, how much the truck costs, and then once you go right here, it says here, if you don't have the actual distance, if you don't know the actual distance in all 48 states that you want to run through, all you do is you put in E right here. You just put in E and hit tab, and you just hit E tab all the way down, and it's going to calculate. It's going to give you the estimate on your plate. And like for me in Georgia, and you want to put for hire right here. You don't want to put common carrier. You want to, because you're getting a for hire plate. You put for hire, and you put make sure you put for hire there, because it's gonna come up with a different amount. And for the state of Georgia, to get your base plates, it's $1,300 a year. It's $1,300 a year. Now, see, like at Snyder charges you like 33, I think it's like about $35 a week out of your settlement to pay for your base plates. Okay, if let's pull up the calculator. It's $35 a week times 52. Snyder charges you $1,800 a year for the base plates. Now, if I get my own plates, I'm saving what, about $500 roughly, $400 or $500, just by getting your own base plates. So a lot of guys, they don't have the money up front to get their own base plates. But once you get your own base plates, those plates belong to you. Okay? So if you want to turn your truck back in, you just take your plates off and put them on another truck. Those are your plates. So, and all you do is you go down to the IRP office, or once you get an IRP account, you put in your username, and you're going to get account information to log in. You're going to get an account to log in. When you log in your account, you can go in and add trucks, take away trucks, pay your base plates every year. It's easy, man, getting your own plates. That's the beauty of having your own place. You saving a whole lot of money, man. $400 or $500 a year, and then you don't have that money coming out of your settlement, $30, $40, $50. However these companies charge. And once you get your own plates, those are your plates. So if you want to turn your truck in back to Snyder or MAC or whatever the leasing company you got your truck from, Lone Mountain or whatever, you just take your plates off and put them on another truck. Okay, so it's just that easy. And see, with Snyder, when you do a transfer, they charge you some tag registration transfer fee. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of getting your own place. But okay, I got off on a tangent. I'm sorry. But yeah, so this site here pretty much tells you what your base plate's gonna cost. And in the state of Georgia, you're looking at about $1,400. It's right on. It's right on. So you're looking at about $1,400 for the base plate, and if you're doing title work, that's another maybe $20. And then if you got your own trailer, that's another $50-$60 to do your registration and get your tag on your trailer. So you're probably looking at a good $1,500 for $1,600 for the truck and trailer. Okay, registration. And then for your insurance, you're probably gonna be looking at a good $500-$600 down for your insurance, and then maybe $300 a month, $300-$400 a month for bobtail and physical damage and bobtail, or if you get unladed coverage and stuff like that. If you're leasing on, now if you getting your own authority, it's gonna be a little bit more. You're probably looking at maybe $800-$900 a month. If you got your own authority, you're looking at primary liability and cargo and all that good stuff. So, all right, let me get back on task here. So you fill this out, and it's pretty straightforward, man. It's just straightforward. All right, it's really straightforward to get your own place. Now, a lot of guys, what they do is they do it online if they don't want to go down to the office. But I don't recommend that, because when you do it online and you upload it to them, you got to wait. And then once you get approved, they give you a temp. They give you that paper that you put on your windshield. And to me, I'd rather have my plate. I'd rather go down there and get my plate the same day. So if you go down there, that's why I recommend going down there. So like if you go down there, you get your plates the same day, rather than waiting 10 to 15 days or whatever. Because if you're ready to work, you got your contract from your new company, you ain't trying to be, because you on the road and stuff, so you want to get your plates the same day so you can just hit the road and go to work. You don't have to worry about coming back by the house a couple weeks later, next week, to get your plates to come in the mail and all that good stuff. But some guys, they do it online, so it's just up to you. So if you want to do it online, I forgot the link. There's a link on here so you can apply for it online. I forgot the link, but this is the Georgia portal for the IRP. And once you get your IRP account, you click on here, and the lady at the window is going to give you your username and password. And you put your username and password in here, you can log on and you can look at your IRP account, and you can that's your account. And that's the beauty of having your own plates, man. I wouldn't have it no other way. I wouldn't get my plates through no carrier, because doing it this way now, I'm in control. Get my own insurance and get your own plates. But I know I probably missed a few things, but generally getting your own plates for your truck is pretty easy, man. It's pretty easy. It's a few things that you go back and forth, especially if you leasing a truck. But if you own your own truck, you don't have to do all this stuff. But I know this video is a little long, man, but I just want to touch on some things about getting your own plate, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I'll see y'all next time.